Parappa the Rapper stood nervously in the middle of a wide, checkerboard patterned plaza bordered by graffiti walls and cartoonish storefronts. Above him loomed jagged mountains and rolling clouds that seemed plucked straight from Goku's Earth. He clutched his iconic orange beanie, feeling the electric crackle of energy in the air. From the sky descended Raditz, the long-haired Saiyan warrior wearing a grim expression. His armor glinted under the strange hybrid sunlight, and his tail lashed impatiently behind him. A scouter covered one eye, constantly scanning power levels. I'm not reading much of a power level here. It's almost worthless. What are you, a dog? I'm Parappa the Rapper. I gotta believe. Despite his fear, Parappa tried to muster courage, recalling the countless times his optimism and freestyle skills had carried him through tough spots. Yet, he could feel Raditz's overwhelming aura pressing down on him. Raditz landed, kicking up a swirl of dust that merged oddly with the colorful musical notes drifting in from Parappa's reality. The Saiyan cracked his knuckles, grinning wickedly. I've fought plenty of weaklings on Earth, but this is even more pathetic. You had better have some kind of trick up your sleeve, Runt. Parappa swallowed hard. He remembered the teachings of his martial arts instructor, Chop Chop Master Onion, about harnessing the power of confidence through rhythm. Time for a rap. Keep steady. Keep the beat. He began tapping his foot, a thump echoing across the plaza in perfect time. A light, funky instrumental kicked in, energy from Parappa's world responding to his spirit. Parappa broke into a freestyle rap, trying to distract, confuse, or maybe even charm Raditz. Kick, punch, block, I learned it all in the dojo. Don't get stuck, I gotta flow and go, yo. My heart's full of courage, I gotta believe. But this Saiyan's power, it's hard to conceive. Shadows of Chop Chop Master Onion and Instructor Mussolini seemed to appear momentarily, cheering Parappa on. For an instant, the swirling musical energy shimmered around him like a protective aura. Raditz paused, eyeing the spectacle. What is this nonsense? If your plan is to sing you to death, you're sorely mistaken. A flicker of energy built in Raditz's palm. Though he sensed no true threat from Parappa, his Saiyan blood demanded a show of force. Suddenly, Raditz unleashed a small ki blast that shot forward with scorching intensity. Parappa yelped, diving clumsily to the side. The blast carved a smoking crater into the checkerboard tiles, scattering shards of cartoon-like rubble. That's more power than I've ever seen. He stared at the crater, heart pounding. Music alone wouldn't be enough to overpower such raw might. Still, Parappa's determination flared. He'd faced seemingly impossible odds before. Maybe he could hold out just long enough for an opening. Parappa desperately tried to channel his rap's uplifting energy into something more tangible. The notes swirling in the air gathered around his arms, almost like translucent gloves. When he shouted his next lyric, a small pulse of cartoonish force burst toward Raditz. Rap attack, bounce back. My rhymes on the track. I keep my hope intact. The wave was more psychic or emotional in nature than purely physical, but it flickered harmlessly off of Raditz's aura. The Saiyan smirked. Interesting. You can muster some sort of energy after all, but it's nothing compared to a Saiyan warrior. Raditz vanished in a blur, speed far beyond Parappa's ability to perceive. In an instant, he reappeared behind Parappa, delivering a swift kick that sent the dog-like rapper stumbling across the plaza. Parappa groaned, struggling to rise. A single glancing blow had drained nearly all of his stamina. Is that all you've got? I've faced infants stronger than you. Determined, Parappa tried to rally. He stood again, his fist balled, bright scratches of cartoon energy crackling around him. He rapped in gasping breaths. I gotta believe, I can't give up. Even if I'm down, I gotta step up. But Raditz raised his palm, purple energy beginning to swirl in a spear of light, double Sunday. Parappa knew he had only one chance. Summoning every ounce of courage, he leaped forward, attempting a final, rat-fueled strike, but the same warrior was far too powerful. Raditz unleashed the twin beams of his double Sunday, each blast blazing with scorching intensity. Parappa barely had time to realize his improvised song shield was no match. You'll regret standing before Raditz of the Saiyan race. Parappa was swallowed by the brilliant explosion of ki. When the light cleared, the plaza lay in ruin. Parappa collapsed to the checkerboard floor, steam rising from the singed edges of his beanie. Still conscious but severely weakened, he looked up at Raditz through half-lidded eyes. Raditz floated down, crossing his arms, tail flicking dismissively behind him. Survived, did you? Impressive for a weakling. But don't get any ideas. If I wanted you gone, you'd be ashes by now. Parappa managed a shaky grin as he tried to stand, knees buckling. I lost this fight, but I'm not giving up. I'll keep going, and one day, maybe I'll wrap my way to a new power. Raditz simply scoffed. His scatter beeped again, confirming Parappa posed no further threat. I have no time to waste on you any longer. I'll leave you with your life. Be grateful. With that, the Saiyan soared into the sky, vanishing back into the swirl of converging realities. Parappa, battered but unbeaten in spirit, watched him go, quietly promising himself he'd train harder than ever, rhymes or no rhymes.